If you're clicking on this video, it's because you want to know about the Nike Air Foamposite 1 cracked lava, but you're going to get to know all about that, and at the end of this video I'm going to drop a little bit of extra content that's about a Foamposite light. So it's a double whammy for you guys today. You're getting lucky to see those two things at this channel today, but we're going to focus in on those cracked lavas first and foremost and look at these Air Foamposite ones that are coming up and dropping on January the 19th. Now, I have reviewed over 400 sneakers for my channel, and I would say in that time maybe 10 of them have been Foamposites, either Foamposite 1s or Foamposite lights. And one of the first videos that I reviewed for this channel back in 2018 was a Foamposite floral, which did really well, and I was really surprised. I was like, wow, that thing took off. So I'm always really happy to look at Foamposites, with the exception of this. Ding. That is the Foamposite shattered backboard that dropped at the end of 2019, just last year. And I loved them. I was really gushing in that video about how awesome they were. I thought they were a really incredible looking sneaker. But then I didn't get many views on the video. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Did people not get them the way that I got them? Or did that video just not do as well as other videos? Or did I just not get the tags or the metadata right in it or something? I don't know. But the shattered backboard Foamposite I thought were a really cracking looking sneaker. And then when these guys dropped, these cracked lavas, or they haven't dropped yet, but when I saw them for the first time, I thought, wow, that's it's kind of there's a link there, especially in that colorway with the black and red, or is it orange? And we'll get into the color part of it later on in this video. So it's always, it's a pleasure for me to bring to you guys Foamposites. I've done it for the duration of my channel, and then when I see them coming up and I think they're popping, I always put them in the rotation. So without further ado, what we'll be doing today is looking at the upcoming release of the Nike Air Foamposite 1 cracked lava. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel desu. Mainichi Absuru no de Mainichi Mite Kudasai. And every single day I drop you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today is no different as we get into these Nike Air Foamposite 1 cracked lavas. Now, at the start of every single Foamposite video, I always talk about the difference between Foamposite 1s and Foamposite Pros. These are Foamposite 1s, and at a glance you can tell that because on the lateral side you can see there isn't a swoosh except for that tiny little swoosh in the lacing system on there. But if I chuck up any old Pro behind me here, you can see the Pros have a significant swoosh, fairly significant swoosh on the side. So as these guys, back to the lavas, don't have a swoosh on them there, you know that they are Foamposite 1s. And a cracking looking Foamposite 1. But I kind of hinted at the start of the video as well about the color. Now I'm going to show you two pictures behind me here that I've seen of these guys. One from the Sneaker News website and the other one from Kicks on Fire website, and so we'll just quickly flick between the two while I'm talking right now so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And my point is it's hard for me to tell about the color. The Kicks on Fire guys have it in this more red color. Now it's obviously something to do with their computers or their cameras or something like that, the way they filter the pictures. So I don't think it's different shoes. I'm not saying that the Kicks on Fire had one shoe and Sneaker News had a different shoe. I think they have the same shoe, but the way they've photographed it, the way they've filtered it, the way they've put it up online gives the impression of difference, and I can't tell whether or not these are a deep orange or a poppin' red. Given that it's to do with lava and magma, which tends to be more orange than red, I'm going to go with these, the Sneaker News guys, and hopefully that's the right colorway or the right shading, but when we get them in hand we'll know better. Now, speaking of in hand, it is my dream to get sneakers in hand at this channel. I've only been able to do it a handful of times, but as the channel continues to grow and now that we're past 1,000 subscribers, I'm hoping to use that as leverage to speak to sneaker shops here in Tokyo and maybe do some kind of tie-up with them where I get to use their shoes and then drop the name of their channel, not the channel, the name of their store in my my videos. So yes, I do want sneakers in hand, and it would be a lot easier to talk about the color of these guys if we did have sneakers in hand. But for now, I'm going to go, like I said, with the more orange variant that I found, and hopefully that's the right colorway for these guys. Now, speaking of of colors. There's something about these guys I read, which is to do with a kid's Foamposite, a little Foamposite, a small Foamposite, which was from 2015-16 called the Magma. Now, hopefully I've got a picture behind me here of these Magma guys, and you can see that the patterning is much broader and larger. But then if we go back to the lavas, it's a much tighter, not knit because that's not the right word for it, but a much tighter design to it. And I'll zoom in so you can get a look at how detailed that design is. So from afar, if you get really far back, they will look like a sort of dirty red or dirty orange. But then when you get closer into them, you can see the amount of detailing that's gone in to making this upper and to getting this colorway on there. Now, before we get into the details of the sneaker, and there are a couple of things that I want to look at in particular, but before we do that, it's a YouTube channel, and that means I need you guys to subscribe. So please hit the subscribe button down below and the like button. People are forgetting the like button. Please hit the like button. It's tremendously important. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I say that in Japanese, and it goes something like Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Ato wa shite no ii o click suru to tasakaru node, sono ni ten. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So anyway, back to these guys. Now, I have an observation about Foamposites, and for me, the Foamposites, whether they're pros or lights or ones as these are, they are, in my opinion, the #1 sneaker for looking good from the side and awful from above. It's quite incredible to me. Now, other people out there will have a difference of opinion. I don't mind that. Feel free to mash it up in the comments down below and say, nah, I totally disagree with what you're saying there. But when you're wearing Foamposites and you're looking down from above, it's almost like you're wearing a completely different sneaker than when you see them from the side. From the side, it's just, I don't know, there's a lot going on, and they look like the kind of shell and the lacing system and the way the kind of grooves are cutting, well, they're not cut, but they bump out there and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot going on, but then when you look at them from above, and hopefully I've put a picture behind me here that shows you what I'm talking about, they're very simple looking sneaker, and I always get kind of surprised when I'm reviewing Foamposites when I think about the difference they look like when you've got them on feet compared to when you've got them in hand. So it's quite a difference for me. But anyway, back, we might as well look at that lacing system, which is the main feature when you're looking down from above, and that all black lacing system. And the place where you've got a bit of pop of color through that is in the tongue behind the lacing system. Now the lacing, what they call now, the eye stays around the laces are all in black. The laces themselves are all in black, but underneath that you've got the orange or red color coming through, and then up to the branding on the tongue, which is also in the same colorway, and then across that loop across the top, which is matched by the heel pull on the back of these guys. So so even though it's very dark, the black lining and the black lacing system on there, they do have pops of color in there to give it a little bit of extra hit. And of course, like I said before, that small swoosh down towards the toe on the lacing system as well gives it another extra little bit of color on there. And then if we look at the upper, if we go front to back, go from the toe box all the way back to the heel section, we've already looked at it, but seeing those details on there that give that cracked lava effect. Now, I saw, again going back to Kicks on Fire and Sneaker News, Kicks on Fire called these guys the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Lava, and Sneaker News called these guys the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Cracked Lava. And I don't know which is the official name for these guys. I'm going to go with... I'm not sure. Cracked. Let's go with Cracked Lava. I'm going to go with Cracked Lava on these guys. Although I have to admit, I don't think either one is maybe the right name for this. I think maybe the detailing is too small. To me, like lava, especially when it's sort of cooled and it's starting to crack, is kind of big chunks sort of thing instead of these tiny little details and tiny little segments on there. So I'm not really feeling the cracked lava side of things. But that doesn't stop it being a fire colorway. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's still an absolutely cool and absolutely popping looking sneaker. What isn't popping in any way, shape or form is the outsole. It's very simple, just straight up black outsole on these guys. Even the what's it called, the carbon fibers around about the midfoot shank area are very similar. You don't get that pop usually, or often. It's two different colors, like a white and a gray, that contrast each other, and you can really see, if you think like Air Jordan 14s, I think, for example, you can really see the difference. But in these guys, they've actually dulled that down a bit, so the whole outsole is a very dark and sort of deep color on there. So so that's the my review of the Nike Air Foamposite 1 cracked lavas that are coming out on January the 19th. It's a pretty cool looking sneaker. I'm not sure about whether it's orange or red. I'm not sure if it's cracked lava or just lava, but that doesn't really matter, because all that is important is whether they look good and they're cool, and I think they are both of these things. Now, at the top of this video though, I did say that I would drop an extra thing at the end, and before I do drop that, we play a game at this channel that's connected to that extra thing that's going to be at the end, where every Sunday Shoe Butter brings us rare sneakers in hand, like one of ones, player exclusives, that kind of thing, and every Sunday he brings us those sneakers. For example, like here, bang, there's the Graffiti 8s, one of the greatest sneakers in the world, rarest sneakers in the world, mythical sneaker indeed, and it's a great video and a great sneaker to look at, and he brings them to the channel every Sunday in hand, and he brought a Foamposite Light to us, golly, it must have been about 3 months ago now, and what I thought was, instead of doing a link to that, I thought I'd add it to the end of the video, because you guys are here to look at Foamposites, and having a look at one of the rarest Foamposites that's ever been is always pleasurable to the fans of the Foamposite. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tag on at the end of this video Shoe Butter with the Kryptonite where the sneakers that were worn by Nate Robinson in the 2009 dunk contest, the Kryptonite. So he's got those guys in hand. If you're interested in seeing more about those rare in-hand sneakers, bang, there's the playlist for that. But without further ado, I'll just finish this video up by telling you that you will see me tomorrow, because I do this every single day, but we'll pop over and see Shoe Butter at the shoe department with these rare Foamposites in hand before finishing this video. So thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for checking out my content. Hope you enjoy what Shoe Butter's got for us now, and like I said, as I do this every single day, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.
Hey guys, so congratulations to anyone who got it right. This is the Nate Robinson, also known as the Nateposite. This is the Foamposite Light that Nate Robinson wore during the dunk competition. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up on-hand look of this shoe, and I'm sure Doug will have already shown you guys a bunch of pictures of actually Nate wearing the shoe. This was a shoe that was, for me, was pretty difficult to find, to be honest with you. It was difficult to find at a good price. A lot of the, I don't really know why, because not a very sought after colorway, not a very sought after shoe, I should say, in general. You know, there's also one called the Paranorman, which is sort of a similar style to this, in the sense that it's like a Foamposite, but just again, you know, they were sought after shoes, but there's only a handful of these designs that collectors go after, and this is one of them. So I'll give you guys a close-up from all angles. You've got the NR there for Nate Robinson, and sort of a shield design here. It's cool. Changes colors as it goes through like this. To this side. So this is a PE, game worn by Shoe Butter in the men's beer league finals. Take a look at this one too. I don't think there's any difference. I think they're both the same, but yep, that's the Nateposite. So I'll pass it back to Doug. So congratulations if you guys got this one right, and we'll be back again in a couple of days with another little game like this. Hope you guys enjoyed.